Today's topic is femoral triangle. Femoral triangle, the things that or the points that you are required to know regarding femoral triangle include location, why is it present, what is the purpose or its function, and what are its boundaries. Also, the structures that are present within the triangle. Fine. So uh, in the diagram on the right side of the slide, you can see that it's a very simple diagram showing a general outline of the location of the femoral triangle. So what is femoral triangle in reality? Femoral triangle is defined as a subfacial triangle, also a muscular depression, and a very important regional landmark located anteromedially and superiorly in the proximal part of thigh. So how are you going to explain femoral triangle? What type of triangle is it? It is a subfacial triangle, means it is located just under the superficial and deep fascia beneath the skin. It is muscular triangular depression, also a very important regional landmark located anteromedially and superiorly within the proximal part of thigh. What is the purpose or function of having this triangle in this particular region? It provides a passageway for the neurovasculature that is going to enter from the lower abdominopelvic cavities into the anterior aspect of the thigh. Also, it provides a site for the pulsation, to feel the pulsation of what? Femoral artery, just under the inguinal ligament. Also, this site of femoral triangle is important for the cannulation, not only into the artery, but also femoral vein. Thirdly, it has clinical significance because this very same site is the origin of femoral hernia, which is an important clinical related with the femoral triangle and sheath, femoral sheath, which we are, inshallah, just in a few minutes going to study. What are the boundaries of the femoral triangle? What are the different structures that form its boundaries? So, it has a base. Since it's a triangle, so it is going to have a base. Base, then it has a lateral wall. And then it has a medial wall. And where these two walls, lateral and medial, unite inferiorly, they form apex of the femoral triangle. Base is formed by the inguinal ligament that is extending superiorly from the anterior superior iliac spine till pubic tubercle. Laterally, the lateral wall or the lateral boundary is formed by which muscle? Here, sartorius. Sartorius muscle. Its medial border forms the lateral border of femoral triangle. What about the medial border? Medially, adductor longus forms the medial boundary for the femoral triangle, and apex is formed where the lateral wall and medial walls unite with each other inferiorly. I hope these boundaries are clear to you. Now let's take a look at the contents or the structures present within the femoral triangle. So we have some nerves and vessels and fatty tissue present within the femoral triangle. We have lateral cutaneous nerve of thigh. We have femoral branch of genitofemoral nerve, then femoral nerve itself, femoral sheath enclosing the femoral artery and vein and femoral canal, and last but not least, fatty tissue. So here you can see from lateral to medial, these are very important structures that are located and are passing through the femoral triangle. Lateral most is the femoral nerve. Then we have femoral artery along with its branches. And medial to femoral artery, we have femoral vein. So the medial most structure in the femoral triangle is the femoral vein along with its tributaries, especially great saphenous vein. Lateral to vein is artery, and further lateral to artery is nerve. So you must remember the relationship of these three structures with each other. This relationship is often asked in the MCQs of substages and stages. This diagram is very important and is showing and is basically here to show you retroinguinal space. Now, what is that? Retroinguinal space. Retro, behind. What? Inguinal ligament. So it is a space. It is a passageway present just behind or underneath the inguinal ligament. What is the purpose of retroinguinal space? Since we have established that it's a passageway for what? For the structures passing from abdominal pelvic cavities to enter the lower limb. So it is this passageway is basically doing what? It is connecting the abdominal pelvic cavity with the lower limb. It has or it is divided by an iliopectineal arch. Now, what is that? What is iliopectineal arch? You must remember that here we can see that this is the hip bone. Here we have the pubic tubercle, and here we have the anterior superior iliac spine, and just proximal to the pubic tubercle, what is that? Superior ramus of the pubis. And if you remember from the knowledge of bony features of the hip bone, you know that the superior border of the superior ramus of pubis extends proximally till the iliopubic prominence, right? So what is iliopectineal arch? This arch is basically thickening of the iliopsoas fascia. Iliopsoas fascia, if you look in this diagram, this is the iliacus muscle, right? This is the iliacus muscle. So the fascia encircling or enclosing this muscle is called iliacus. And from the posterior abdominal wall, which muscle is coming down to get attached with the iliacus on the lesser trochanter? Psoas major muscle. So the fascia enclosing psoas major muscle is called psoas fascia. So iliopectineal arch is basically thickening of the iliopsoas fascia. At what level? at the level of the iliopubic eminence. Iliopubic eminence. I hope this point is clear to everybody. So this iliopubic arch divides the space behind the inguinal ligament here. Here is the inguinal ligament running from anterior superior iliac spine till pubic tubercle. This ilius vas fascia, thickening of ilius vas fascia at the level of the iliopubic eminence on the hip bone divides this space behind the inguinal ligament into two compartments. Lateral to this arch is muscular compartment. Medial to this arch is the vascular compartment. The muscular compartment contains ilius vas muscle and femoral nerve. Here you can see the femoral nerve, and this is the iliacus muscle along with the psoas major coming from the posterior abdominal wall. And here this small yellowish structure you can identify just beneath the inguinal ligament is femoral nerve, which is present within this muscular compartment lateral to iliopectineal arch. And medial to iliopectineal arch is vascular compartment containing femoral vein, femoral artery, and lymphatics. So I hope this point is clear to everybody. So what is the purpose of these two compartments? What do they do? Since retroinguinal space in general is a passageway from abdominopelvic cavity into the lower limb, so muscular compartment serves the function of passageway from pelvis to anterior compartment of thigh, whereas vascular compartment serves the function of passageway from pelvis to femoral triangle in particular. So I hope this point is clear to everyone. What is femoral sheath? Formation. Femoral sheath is a funnel-shaped prolongation. It is a funnel-shaped prolongation of two fascia, namely fascia transversalis and fascia of iliacus and psoas muscle. So this sheath has two layers. Just pay attention to what I say. I try to explain by rephrasing my description, because this rephrasing is important from examination point of view. Different terms, different words can be asked in the question to ask the same thing, right? So listen to my terms and words very carefully and keep in mind the different synonyms I use for different words. So funnel-shaped prolongation है, funnel-shaped elongation है, funnel-shaped extension है of किसकी? Two fascia. Fascia transversalis forming the anterior layer of the femoral sheath and psoas fascia forming the posterior layer of the femoral sheath. So here in this diagram, this is iliacus muscle. So you can see that iliacus muscle and its fascia, they are forming the posterior wall of the vasculature, whereas transversus abdominis muscle is a muscle of the anterior abdominal wall. So naturally its fascia is going to form the anterior layer of the femoral sheath. I hope this point is clear to everyone. Fine. So this is the formation of the femoral sheath. Femoral sheath is a funnel-shaped prolongation, extension, tubular prolongation of the two fascia, fascia transversalis and psoas fascia. Okay. Fascia transversalis forms the anterior layer of the femoral sheath. Psoas fascia forms, along with the iliacus fascia, forms the posterior layer. So if somebody asks you, how many layers does femoral sheath have? It has 2 layers. Fascia transversalis forming the anterior layer, iliopsoas fascia forming the posterior layer. Now, attachments of the femoral sheath. Femoral sheath superiorly is continuous, obviously, with these two fascia, fascia transversalis and psoas, iliopsoas fascia. Inferiorly, this sheath becomes or fuses or blends or merges with the adventitia of the femoral vessels, that is femoral artery and femoral vein.